After many months of hype, romantic dates, heartbreak, drama, scandal and Bachelorette spoilers, it has all come down to this. The Bachelorette Season 14 finale airs this evening on ABC, drawing to a dramatic close in an epic 3-hour installment as always. What do the Bachelorette spoilers tell us about Becca Q3 and her two remaining fellows, Blake Horstmar and Garrett Irigaray? Well, despite a good amount of off-screen drama involving Garrett's Instagram account, this has been a pretty conventional season. After bidding farewell to Jason Tartrick and Carlto Underwood's micropies, Becca is left with her two obvious frittures tonight. On Monday's season finale, Blake and Garrett travel to the Maldives to spend time with Becca and meet her family before she chooses. From the onset, the Bachelorette spoilers have pointed to one outcome, so it's no surprise that ABC's synopsis teases second thoughts. Especially given her history, wouldn't it be ironic if Becca pulls an Ari and decides she made the wrong decision after the fact? Well, before she meets Blake and Garrett for their final dates, Becca reunites with family and friends to discuss her journey. Obviously, the goal is twofold: 1, kill some time before we get down to the nitty-gritty, and 2, evaluate who would be a better husband. She can envision a future with both men, but time is running out, the network synopsis of the season-ending episode teases. Indeed, time is literally running out on this season. It's over tonight. This right here is for all the marbles, roses, whatever. Garrett is first to meet Becca's family in the Maldives, and the once-divorced heartthrob is intent on proving himself to them. Becca's uncle Chuck, a major figure in her life since her dad's death, plays a key role here in discussing Garrett's first marriage. Becca's sister, meanwhile, warns Garrett not to break Becca's heart, and he says there's no issue there, as he'll care for her forever. As for Blake, he makes a great impression too, which only serves to leave Q3 shaken when she thinks about having to end this. No matter what, it's going to be a brutal end of the line for someone, and Becca's family notices Blake worried about this very thing. Taking things down to the wire, Becca is unsure about her decision, though she and Garrett are on the same page on their last date. Blake, meanwhile, goes all in on his last date, talking to Becca about being her soulmate, and presents her with a touching gift. It is this gesture that causes Becca to wonder if she should go with her gut or whether she'll ultimately have second thoughts. Obviously, ABC has not revealed who Becca's winner is, but it's been semi-common knowledge to spoiler junkies for some time. She picks Garrett over Blake and gets engaged. The only question that remains tonight is what happens in the aftermath. Becca. Some supposed insiders have said that Q3 has come to regret the fateful choice she made at her final rose ceremony. Clearly, that would be gold for ABC, just as it was when Ari Lydic Jr. swapped out poor Becca for Lauren Burnham. Well, sorry to disappoint you, or not, but while she may well have regrets, but there's no sign of a switcheroo happening. Becca and Garrett are still together and engaged, according to Reality Steve, who has heard nothing about a breakup. Of course, this isn't to say that Becca hasn't had, or won't have, doubts in the aftermath of the season when all's said and done. That's a much more viable hypothetical, especially given that Garrett's apology is surely going to be repeated ad nauseam now. Becca's comments this season have been straight out of the Bachelor damage control playbook, so she's likely gearing up for it. Will it be enough? Are his controversial Instagram likes far from a big deal, or do they highlight a major difference in values? It'll be interesting to say the least. The scrutiny of Bachelor or Bachelorette winners is always intense post after the final rose. For the engaged Becca Q3 and Garrett Irigaray, his past means they can expect even more hard questions than usual. One has to imagine that at the very least, this will cause some strife. At worst, it will push them to the brink of a breakup. The track record of success isn't great under the best of circumstances, so they will have to beat some very tough odds.